Hello and welcome to Pop Snitch Pod. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Brandon. So I have something to start the pod off with today, and it actually is a surprise, a present for you that I've been keeping secret from you. And that is that Tuesday, we will be going to the Summer House premiere with all the people from the show.
What?
Yeah. So we will be at the Summer House premiere in New York on Tuesday night of next week with all of the new cast and like a meet and greet and all of that. So
how did you finagle this?
I've just been watching it and watching it and watching it and was able to snag like basically tickets to it or whatever.
Oh, you bought tickets. Oh, I thought you were like chatting with them trying to get like Pop Snitch in there.
No, I mean, they're not doing any press for this because you actually like have to buy tickets to be there, but it also like allows us to get in there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I need to get an outfit.
So we're going to be doing that on Tuesday night.
All right. That's incredible.
I feel like, I don't know why. I mean, our people might not notice this, but I feel so close, but my camera's further away than it ever is.
Uh-huh.
My light is in the same place it always is. Somehow it's in my glasses, which it never is.
I really love that every time we start the pod, you're like, what if I verbally fixated on how either you or I look in this particular shoot?
Yeah. I mean, I see your point, but the point remains.
It's really helpful, especially for people listening with just audio only.
I don't like, well, you know, we create these videos for a reason. Go on YouTube and subscribe.
Or watch them on Spotify too.
Oh yeah, they're on Spotify as well. I mean,
you got to let it go. Oh my God, the OCD is loud. I'm watching that look and the twinkle in your eye when I know that I've lost you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, it's happening, but I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go.
Jesus. Okay. Well, I'm excited about that. Where is it?
It's just some venue. I haven't really paid that much close attention to it. But we do have tickets, yeah.
So Kyle and Amanda are going to be there.
Kyle and Amanda, Jesse Solomon, Sierra, Wes, everyone.
It's going to be fascinating to see them in the same room again. I mean, we were at BravoCon with them, and I told you then, and I think I said on the podcast, then her body language was, we are not together.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It'll be interesting to see what's happening. I imagine it'll be similar to the way it was at BravoCon because I think what has happened has already, transpired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, put your hand up on the screen again. That looks good. That looks better. You have to let it go. I would like to talk about Kyle and Amanda without you looking insane.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. So for those who don't know, Kyle and Amanda are basically like the mom and pop of Summer House. And they got married. Well, they got engaged in like 2018 or 2019, and COVID kept them from getting married in 2020. So they ended up getting married in 2021 or 2022. But it was a rocky road to get there. And one of the big storylines for them was that his investors for Loverboy, his alcohol company, were like, you need to get a prenup. And Amanda would not get a prenup. It's important to note her family is like clearly pretty well off based on just the property they have in New Jersey. And she is part of Loverboy, is considered a founder in Loverboy. And so I wanted to do a little digging with the no prenup. My assumption was initially she could go for half of his business. Like if he sells it, she could get half of it. But I remembered her saying last year at the reunion, we're trying to sell it, but nobody's buying it. Like all she wanted to do was sell it. So I found
it's been the whole beverage game is about creating a brand that a larger entity wants to buy. So if you're making beer, you want to create an IPA so good that Budweiser comes in and licenses your beer, or Miller comes in and licenses your beer. And same thing with like vitamin water. That's how 50 Cent made all of his money, because he sold vitamin water to Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
exactly.
And so this is the whole beverage play. And so that's what Kyle's been trying to do since the very beginning.
Mm-hmm. And we knew from the show that he said like 4 years ago that he had put a lot of his own money into it. And he was personally, I don't know if it was personally or him and the company together, $4 million in debt. And I went back and had to do a little sleuthing to see like what was causing all of this debt. And it looks like they had two major legal battles. There were other smaller ones, but there were two big disputes. One was for trademark infringement. This was actually from the owner of a bar in New York City called Loverboy Bar, and that was settled out of court in 2022. So I imagine that was like a pretty penny. And then there was also a distribution dispute in 2021, and it says that Night Shift Distributing sued Loverboy for terminating their contract without compensation. Loverboy filed a counterclaim alleging fraud and exploitative agreements. Both parties reached an amicable settlement in 2021, but what I found interesting was during the height of that in 2021 to 2022, the company spent over $200,000 in 1 month on legal fees alone.
I mean, none of this is surprising to me because I always wondering like how great of a businessman is Kyle and how much of him is that like classic forever an entrepreneur, never a salesman, never a final deal kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And like Loverboy without the show, I don't believe I would have ever seen a Loverboy.
Oh, like, no. It was genius to do it with the show.
Like, I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, the only places I see Loverboy are on Bravo and like maybe like occasionally a random store here in New York. But like we would have to, if we wanted a can of Loverboy tonight, we would have to go on the Loverboy website, find the store locator, find the store that carries it. Like, it would not be easy to find a can of Loverboy tonight.
Yeah, you can't just go to the grocery store. Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing. We probably have a can in our refrigerator that we bought 4 years ago because, to be frank, wasn't very good.
Yeah. So another thing is like, I'm sure you may get to this, but what I know now is that Amanda is actually the one who's going to be hurt in this situation, not Kyle, because she is going to be responsible for half of his debt.
Well, that's what I'm, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. And I'm just like, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, what are the terms of that? Because she will be responsible for if Kyle is essentially the entity and hasn't prepared well enough, like their marriage could basically be what has to pay this debt off.
Very curious. I think her dad is probably a pretty good businessman, and I think their pockets are deep enough to go after Kyle legally if they need to. So I am curious to see how everything gets separated, but it was reported today that she pulled equity from the company, which indicates that she does not believe that it will get sold. So she took her money and ran.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
now, I don't know if that's true, but they did report it. So who's to say? But if so, it shows that one, she doesn't think he's going to be able to actually sell the company. And two, she's probably taking equity from the company to pay off her side of that debt.
Well, what I know is that the seltzer game is cooling, not exploding.
Right. Because young people aren't drinking anymore. They don't have that refill of the audience.
Well, and it's the whole like, I think Flower Boy could maybe be a bigger business than Loverboy at this point.
Well, but there's legislation that's hindering Flower Boy, and so it's not as easily accessible across all 50 states. So,
of course.
Yeah. So I think it's dicey. The business part of it's dicey. I mean, obviously, it's sad for both of them. I think she just really fell into that sunken cost fallacy where she had spent so much time with him. She began to tell herself that the way that he treated her and the constant back and forth that they had was normal. And she was like, I could do this for the rest of my life, until she couldn't. I think she got to her mid-30s, and because this year she'll be 35. And I think she was like, I want to have kids. I do not want to have them with that man. Because she wanted to have kids for a long time. And then something shifted. And when he was like, I want to have kids, she was like, you know what? Nah. And I think that like 2 years ago, because I always tell you, like when a woman leaves, she has been planning that exit for a minute. 2 years ago, when she went to him and said, I want to do something on my own. I'm only known as your wife. I'm only known as the creative person on Loverboy. I want to design bathing suits. And he whined and pitched a fit and called her a bitch and went and cried in his car and then said, well, I want to be a DJ. And then began to be a DJ and do the one thing she had begged him not to do, which is stay out all hours of the night. I think something flipped in her brain and she was like, I can never have children with this man. And she knew she was like hitting a time in her life where it was kind of now or never. And I think that's why she pulled the plug.
I mean, I'll say all these things with the caveat first that I love Kyle Cooke. I think he's funny. I think like I have a lot of empathy for him. Mm-hmm. I have thought from the very beginning that they are a bad match, period, in a lot of ways. And it's not like she's, it's not like he's an awful person or she's an awful person. It's like they're just not a good match. Like he likes to stay out all night and party. She doesn't. Like it's like I can't find any common ground on much of anything.
I think they were both partying and having a good time when she was younger, and he just quite literally never grew up.
Yeah. And now, now in a way that a lot of these men who find this level of fame, he has no reason to. Yeah. He can go around to bars and meet and greets and do a Tom Schwartz for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And he doesn't
I was thinking that the show really stalled his growth.
Yes. And the only chance that Kyle has to sell this business that he's poured everything into is to stay in the Bravo universe and hope that his celebrity is eventually enough to sell this brand. And I mean, that has been the play since the very beginning. And it was a genius one. It's just the product I don't believe is that good.
Yeah. I agree with you that they're both great people. This isn't one of those things where it's not like with Paige and Craig in my eyes, where it's like, thank God she got rid of that dead weight. To me, Kyle is not nearly as bad as Craig. I think he's childish, but I do have a soft spot for him, unfortunately. But I actually think this is going to be better for both of them. I think this is going to make him grow up. I think it's probably going to hit him a little harder. But I do think he's going to fall into a trap. I can guarantee you in 6 months, he's going to be with like a 28-year-old.
Oh, well, this is another thing that I found is that I heard someone say this, and it doesn't fully relate, but it's like I heard someone on TikTok saying this the other day, that to think that men are looking for their soulmate is a fallacy. They're not looking for their soulmate. Women look for their soulmate and look for their forever person. Men hold out until they are ready, and then they marry someone.
Well, that's a good point.
They'll marry. They wait and they wait until they are ready to get married, and then who they are with at that point is who they will marry. And I look even across and I'm not even saying this pejoratively. I'm just saying it's kind of a pattern. It's like when men are ready, they're ready. And if they have committed to somebody and they're in a relationship with somebody, they will marry them. But they could have been with the love of their life that had the more passion, the more everything. But if they were not ready, they will let it go.
Yeah.
They will not work to make that happen or to get married quicker than they want to. And I think there is something to this where Kyle was kind of put on under the gun in a way and became the exception to this, where he's like, I think I have to get married. If I don't get married, I'm going to lose Amanda. And I really love Amanda and I love what she brings to my life. And she's integral to my business. Like there were just so many factors that are beyond what a normal guy would be thinking when it comes to this time when you're getting the natural pressure from your girlfriend to get married and to move on into your life. It's not like he could just be like, well, you know what? I'm just going to go start dating younger women and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, we've started this business together. Her father is invested in the business. Like there were so many things that were stacking up against him being able to act in the way that most men do when they are not ready to get married and not ready to move forward in their lives.
I actually think it's pretty courageous of them to do it. I know that sounds crazy, but to do it before things get nasty or, before a huge scandal cheating thing happens, especially because they live together, they work together, they're running a business together, they do a TV show together. To have to disentangle yourself from all of that, knowing that you not only just that you have to do that set that apart. That's really hard. And now you have to do it with the public watching you. You know, you've had this reality TV show for 10 years where you've shown all this part of your relationship, and all these people like us are going to be talking about it online. Like, I think that's why it probably took her 2 years to do this, if I were guessing. I have a lot of empathy for that. I'm really sad that it didn't last for them. I think a lot of people are feeling like I'm shocked but not surprised. Like, a lot of people were like, why did y'all get married? Like, what were you thinking? But I think to your point, he was like, oh, I'm ready to get married now and I'm dating Amanda, so we will get married. And for her, she was like, you can marry me or I'm going to bounce. I'm like, whatever, because she was ready to have a family. And then I think when she was done with him, that's when the switch flipped and she was like, I'm not having kids with you.
Very interesting. And I hope that we get to see like how all this played out. And maybe we'll feel complete. Like, that's the part that I'm not kind of ready for, really, is seeing how it plays out and what led to this. Like, obviously we've got these little things in the lead up that are saying, like, you know, he slept at a fan's house.
Right.
Stuff like that. But I feel like that's more for the show. I think we've known this is coming for a long time. So anything that happens in the show probably won't change my opinion that much on either of them. But it kind of seems like the inevitable end of what we already saw coming for seasons.
Yeah, it's always sad to see a couple that you love separate, but I think it was time for them. And I hope that she has like a meteoric rise. I think he will be fine. He is scrappy. He has the energy of like a 17-year-old. I cannot believe how he can stay up all night and drink and then go to Barry's boot camp at 7 a.m. What I would do for that kind of energy. But I think he will land on his feet. He's doing his DJ gig. Everybody keeps posting these memes that are jokes about how when he posted his DJ tour, that was the real divorce announcement. I'm like, I concur. But I told everyone when that man showed up at the Canadian border without his passport, I clocked it. If you have a wife, you don't show up to that border without your passport. I'm sorry. You don't.
No, that's actually a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, if you're leaving for anything, I'm yelling as you walk out the door. Wallet, keys, phone. What do you got? You got your passport?
Keys, people, cell phone.
Yeah. Like, please. No.
I hear you on all of that. I think that it's going to be better for them in the end, for sure.
Yeah. But, and I'm excited to see their new show, The City, too. Mostly because I just like I love when they start filming more in the city, because I'm like, do I want to go to that restaurant? Do I want to pop over there? And I'm interested to see like what the format is and how it's going to move from here and who they're going to follow. But yeah. All right. Now we have to talk about the Beckham family. Were you aware prior to this week about Brooklyn Beckham and his wife being estranged from his family?
I had no idea about any of this. So this is honestly, this has been like, I've been getting an education on all the stuff that led up to this, and it's fully wild.
Yeah, totally. So okay, so just to back it up, there's been speculation about this since he got married, since that. You have to know about her family. You know, the Beckhams are like 100 millionaires, right? Super famous for decades. Her family, billionaires with a B. She grew up super rich, was a child actress. There are reports that she like pushed her nanny down the stairs. Every single person that's outgrown. No, I'm serious. All of the people who know her that didn't sign an NDA or have like lived past that, like the time has passed, have all said she's awful, have called her like a bad apple, have said that she's horrific. And so they're both like little nepo babies, which I think is what makes this fun, is it's just like two people who never got good at anything when their parents were really good at stuff. And I think it's just like them being kind of whiny, but I do see genuinely like both sides of this. So anyway, at Christmas, they all seemingly unfollowed each other. And, so all these outlets were like reporting it. And then Cruz, one of the children, went on stories and was like, just so you know, my parents did not unfollow Brooklyn and his wife. They woke up and they were blocked. And people were like, oh, heavens, he's like blocked his family. So then Brooklyn is like, I guess, holding this in for a few weeks and then wakes up and is like, you know what? I'm going to post 5 stories and put them on my Instagram and just let everyone know my family's business. And so he essentially accuses his parents of media manipulation, that they tried to bribe him to sell the rights to his name and his future kid's name, and wanted him to do it before his wedding day because that was going to get way more complicated once her family was involved. Now, to this, I understand from his perspective, because he literally has no talent, why he would not want to do that, you know? But I'm also like, you're married to a billionaire. Like, you're fine. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, here's the thing, is that what I've read, like I've read a lot in the last couple of days about this, and my general take on it is that everyone is sick with money. They're all money sick. They don't know what reality is anymore. They don't know what's important anymore. Their values and thoughts about the world are all askew because it's more about money and fame and celebrity, and that's all they have. I mean, you don't treat people, and definitely not family, like this unless that's true.
Yeah.
And I think, like, even if the worst of what he says is true, putting that on Instagram is sick. Like, he's just as sick as they are for exposing that, like, in my mind. Like, I think everyone in this is just sick. And I think the biggest thing is like, I have hypotheses that these parents don't like this girl. Mm-hmm. They Obviously. know she has more money than them, which is like unheard of in their circle. They're the richest people they know. That's probably how they organize all of this. And it's like, I don't want anyone having power over our name and likeness, because that's all we have is the Beckham name.
Right.
And if this wasn't your son, if this was an employee of yours or a movie star that was a part of your production company or something, it makes perfect sense for you to be acting like this and saying like, hey, we own a piece of you because we made you who you are. But to be treating a son like that and acting like he's a commodity to be traded, like, I get why he's going scorched earth now, even though I think even that is the wrong way to handle.
Yeah. And then the other part that clearly everyone is talking about is the dance that
man, you want to talk about, this would have made a great season of reality television.
Yeah. So apparently he was supposed to do his first dance with his wife, and his mother went up there instead and danced, quote, incredibly inappropriately with him. What's crazy is some people who apparently attended the wedding have like reposted memes seemingly like agreeing with him. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's hilarious. And I'm like, what did she do? Like,
could you imagine? First of all, your mother is Posh Spice, like one of the hottest women to have lived. Definitely.
Well, you have the hottest parents on the face of the planet, and you look bland. That would make me mad too. I think that's why I'm enjoying the story so much, because I'm like, these are so stupid in terms of like reasons. I'm like, you wouldn't last a day in the asylum where I was raised.
Well, this also goes back to even like some of the royal family drama.
Oh yeah, that's been compared a lot.
Which is like, you're litigating this in the court of public opinion. Like, this is your family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, keep this stuff to yourselves.
Yeah, talk to a therapist, God forbid.
Literally. Like get the lawyers involved.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to know about this.
Don't you say that, though, because I do need to know. I actually do.
Okay.
It's giving me joy in a time where joy is hard to come by. How dare you?
Well,
I did think it was hilarious.
I
know. I was trying to like look up things like Brooklyn's professional career. Because I'm like, did he try to do anything? He tried to do so many things and was just horrifically bad at them. He tried to go to Parsons and do photography. He dropped out after a year. He was playing like football, soccer, in his teens, and was like not even good enough to get a scholarship. LOL.
Your dad is David
Beckham's son, and you're bad at his sport. I don't know why.
Your mom is an international pop star. You can't sing.
I know. It's just, God did not bless him in the ways that he wanted to be blessed. Someone is doing something outside of our window that is loud and confusing. And I don't know why it's happening.
Well, like a couple of weeks ago, we had the whole fiasco with the bell ringing, and literally you couldn't hear it in the podcast at all.
Yeah.
And people in the comments on YouTube were like, what the heck are you guys talking about? I don't hear you.
Apologies. New York is just weird. Like, if you have your headphones on, sometimes you can't hear it, like, on the pod, but I can hear it with my other ear that doesn't have one in, and someone's doing something insane outside. I also have a foe. He doesn't know about it, but there's a man with a very loud car. Like, it's so loud it makes our building shake when he like starts up his car. And I want to seek revenge. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but our
dog Doug like had a mental breakdown last week when he didn't know what it was. It's like the muffler is completely disconnected from the actual car chassis, and so when he starts it up, it's just like metal on metal clanging for however long he's in that parking lot, which could be a few minutes, a few seconds, and a half hour.
Our entire building just starts texting each other like, why is he there? It's awful. So I'm thinking, if you have any interesting ways that are not illegal to punish this person for their poor choices, let me know. I'd be happy to take notes.
Can we tell a story? Do we have time for like maybe like a 2-minute story?
Sure. It's our podcast.
Can you please tell the story of the sanitation?
No, I'm not having them come after me. That's between me and God. Well, I'll try to tell it.
I could tell it from my perspective, and then you can deny, and then that would be...
No, I'll tell it. So The other day, I'm at work at my home, and I get a knock on the door, and it is the man from the sanitation department in full sanitation garb. Like, he's got his little outfit on, got his little...
Like he's a park ranger, but for sanitation.
Right. And he's like, are you Rachel Batson? And I'm like, yeah. And he like says our address, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, are you putting your trash in this public dumpster? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, I found this box with your name and address on it. And I'm like, that's crazy. And he's like, well, if you do it again, I'm going to fine you. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just, I have to figure out what's happening because I don't do that. There is a public dumpster right next to our apartment. And right in the place that we're supposed to do it, you have to break down the boxes.
Yes. Well, let me also say the fact that he used the words public dumpster, that communicates to me.
It's almost like I'm part of the public.
Means that I could publicly put my trash in it.
No, I did not. I did not put my trash there. I deny that firmly. I did not.
Yes.
But he came to my home.
I did not have sex with that woman.
He came to my home and he knocked on my door, and I was like, okay. And then I look, and they have just left all the trash there. And I was like, I love that today you saw all the trash in the dumpsters and you were like, let me find one box, and I'm going to go to that person's house and knock on their door, and I'm going to leave all the trash there. And then the next day, they finally took the trash. And then we see a car pulling in, and they dump a mattress and all these other things on it. And I'm like, really?
Hundreds of bags.
And I'm like, you're going to come knock on my door for a box that, again, I did not put there.
Now, how did that box get there? We'll never know.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
I did not put it there. And because I don't take trash out. And so I was like, I was aghast. All right. Do you want to talk about Taylor Swift and Blake Lively texts? So Blake Lively, these are just like, I guess this has come up in the Baldoni case yet again because it won't die. It's just never ending. And this is what she sent to Taylor. Just checking in. I have no reason to ask, but I don't know. I've been feeling like I should. Is everything okay? Mind you, I think this is when she's on the Eras tour. I feel like a bad friend lately. Because I was such a sad sack who only talked about my own for months. I always want the opportunity to be a better friend if there's something I unintentionally did. I know how busy and taxed you are physically, emotionally, practically, so I don't expect anything from you ever. Just want to make sure all is good. Here's what Taylor Swift said back to her and what would put me in my grave. No, you're not wrong, but it's also not a big deal. Yes, there's been a lot of the Justin stuff, but I've been through things like this before and I know how all-consuming it is. It's more like, and I feel really bad saying anything about this because your texts have been so nice in their intent, but your last few, it's felt like I was reading a mass corporate email sent to 200 employees. You said the word we like 18 times, and it feels awful to be in any way critical of any way you're processing what you're going through, but I kind of just miss my funny, dark, normal speaking friend who talks to me as herself and not like a plural unit. When it's a group I'm hearing from, I feel distanced from you even more than we are geographically. What are your thoughts there?
Well, first of all, even the text that she just sent to me sounds like there's such an unbelievable power imbalance in the friendship that you're starting the text off with like, I dare not even mention my small little problems in the universe of your struggles. Like,
yeah,
that
my
me,
small problem, something
like,
that's like taken over the internet.
I would not be friends with somebody that I felt like I had to apologize for being alive before I could even bring to them any kind of issue.
This is what she says. I deleted the awful thing I was going to end a bit with because I've become digitally paranoid. I don't know if you experienced that with phone calls after what's happened to you, but after because of the Kanye Kim thing. But after the thousands of text messages that weren't meant for me that I've been reading, I've internalized everything that everything digital will be made public. So yeah, I've been texting like I'm writing, not like me talking. I didn't realize that until you pointed it out, but I see it. I'm sorry. So I think like she was just getting like corporate and weird and like sending it out like an email almost. And Taylor was like, what is this? But I thought that was interesting. I cannot believe this is still happening. I'm like, if I were Taylor Swift, I would be so annoyed. Like, God, girl, get out of the press. Come on. You're dragging me down.
Embarrassed.
Trying to plan a wedding.
Yeah, I mean, I would be embarrassed by this. That I was even friends with somebody who would be embroiled in something so stupid.
Well, it's just been going on for so long. It's like, can y'all not settle? Can y'all not figure something out? Like this just, and I know like he's got a part in it as well, obviously, and I just have no idea what's going on.
From one of the things I saw, it said that it was obvious that Taylor was involved in the New York Times article, that she had basically, like some of the texts and stuff that were released basically said that her and Blake were texting about the fact that he had been given like less than 12 hours to respond to the article and all of that. And that he was playing his tiny violin and all of this. So, I mean, also just like very messy.
Yeah. And I can see how if you're a famous person, you're like, I really don't want to talk to her because all that is going to become public. And now I'm getting dragged down with her. Yeah.
And she has and is continuing to be.
Who filed first? Was it her? I literally can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole problem is like, we're talking about this all the time and we don't even.
Well, and it's meant to be like done in the court of public opinion. In other news, Stephen Colletti, he and his wife are pregnant. They just got married, I think, like last year. And now he's having this like reemergence into fame with Traitors. And they just announced that they're pregnant. And I just think that's so cute. Our little Laguna Beach baby.
I know, that's funny. I'm wondering like how his Traitors journey is going to go because like he hasn't really come out as like a leader or somebody who's doing that. Like he's kind of sitting back right now like a lot of people are. I think it's just because of the massive amount of people in the house and stories that have to be told. Yeah. But I'll be interested to see how his time on Traitors kind of either he just kind of fades into obscurity again or if he becomes like a major player on there, if that could launch something for him ongoing.
Yeah. Well, then let's talk about Traitors. What'd you think of these last two episodes?
Well, I think we've both come to the conclusion that your thought that Colton could possibly be redeemed has been completely thrown out.
No, he's irredeemable. I don't like him, and I'm glad I said what I said, and now I'll stand 10 toes down. I do not like that man. I think he's awful. He put a tracker on Cassie's car. There are some things that don't change, and crazy men who will do crazy like that, they don't change. I do not trust him. And I'm interested to see how this all plays out.
Well, I'll also say
smug ass face and all these things. I don't like it.
I think one thing is it never amazes me how guys like him, it doesn't matter how wrong they are.
Loud and wrong.
So certain, so unbelievably certain in their wrongness.
Oh yeah, he was loud and wrong, especially with Tiffany, and it really pissed me off. I mean, she's like crying. She's looking around at them like, you guys are rich. I went on Big Brother. Like, I actually need this money. I'm a single mom. I am not lying to you. You do not have proof. You've got the most famous pop star in the world with Eric here, who makes billions, millions, whatever, and Colton, and, you know, all these other people, housewives who are already rich. You are not listening to reason. Y'all are all just following Colton around because he's loud, and y'all hate Michael, and Michael's going after Colton. And what really happened at that, well, we'll talk about that one later, but that's like what was so frustrating about hers is that it was just, he just decided, and you just watched him drop all the stuff all day, and everybody was kind of like, well, I don't really know what's going on, so I guess I'll just go with that. And she just got screwed. But she's been like public on all these like tweets and chats that they have and stuff like that, being like, yeah, no, he's awful. I hate him. And I love it.
I think like one other thing about the episode, and this has been like the meme to end all memes, is the Michael eating out of that plate. And I mean, I've never seen anything like that in my life. To put the entire plate in your mouth and then shovel the food from the plate into your open gullet.
I do feel like we talked about this last podcast, but it bears repeating. Like, I have never gasped the way I did when I saw that for the first time. I mean, that is a man who does not eat in public. That's a man who sits in his chair in his apartment alone, shoveling food into his mouth. It's disgusting.
And then there's the like drinking of the water where he's like,
yeah, what is
dipping
up
it
with
back
men
into his
from
mouth.
New York holding their water like that? Like, it's weird. Trump does that too. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Who can't hold water with one arm, with one hand? It's weird.
It's bad. It's bad.
I also am like, whoever cast Michael, you're fired. You're out. Never again. Whoever cast Rob, we love you. Great job. Excellent work.
I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see. Like, I mean, Rob is kind of running the turret right now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think I'm going to be interested to see how that plays out. And I haven't ever watched the show before, so I don't know like how because I know that traitors have like turned on each other in the past and stuff like that. And I'm just wondering, like, I don't sense much ego in the traitors as it comes right now, but I could see it turning as things get sticky and names like Lisa continue to come up and stuff like that. So
well, there's definitely ego with all of them, but they haven't clashed yet. I think Rob is really good at asserting his opinion in a way that doesn't rub them the wrong way or feel like we should do this. He will like let them chat, and when they say what he thinks they should do, he says, oh, that's a great idea. I think that too. You watch him as he's like waiting, and then he'll say that's a great idea and then give backup evidence, and then it just sways them immediately. I think all the women in America got collectively pregnant when Michael was going off saying commiserate wrong, and Rob's like, that is not right, and it's really driving me nuts. It's like, not the snake handler from Alabama and overall is having to correct you on your word usage.
And I mean, and I knew that obviously he was saying things wrong, but I kept looking at Rob's face, and Rob was just going like,
it was driving him nuts.
And then he was just like, I have to say it. That's not what commiserate means.
It was so perfect. Like, he embodied how I feel sometimes. And I was like, I love you so much. He just cracks me up because he can be so chill, but certain things like really irritate him like that. Yeah.
The stuff that they're grasping onto, like how wrong they are, is just crazy to me.
Well, I mean, you don't know because you don't know what you don't know.
I think like I would be assuming that whoever is a traitor would be being very reserved, and you know what I mean? Like, I think about the way that the three traitors have acted so far, and like that, I guess, like if I was on the show now, knowing what I know, I'd kind of be looking for that. Like, I'm going to sit back and watch, and then I'm going to decide where to put my energy, as opposed to feeling like, as a faithful, like a true faithful, I think like and I think people have been wrong for this in terms of gameplay, but it's like, I think there's a desire to like get out there and be like, I'm a faithful and this is what I think. And I think this is who's doing the wrong things. And it's like, because you're so sure, because you do know that you're a faithful, you're sitting there going like, well, I've got nothing to risk. Like, I know that I'm not doing anything traitorous. And so like, I can start calling out what I'm seeing. And I think like all of those people would strike me as people who were not traitors. It'd be the people who are kind of sitting back, watching, listening first, and then devising an opinion that I would be suspicious of as traitors.
Yeah, I think Candace is going to end up getting herself in trouble.
She's playing too loud.
And I think Lisa is afraid to do that. I think she's going to get herself in trouble from not trying to figure it out as much. Like, she's not talking game enough with people.
The thing about Lisa is her name's going to start coming up. Like, her name is going to start coming up. And I will say, she is
acting differently.
Well, she did a really good job of recounting what happened out in the woods, which I was so scared. I thought they had her. I thought she was going to be tripping up and saying different, but she actually did a really good job. And they were all convinced. I mean, even Ron, who I think had mentioned in a confessional that he was pretty convinced that she had something to do with it, was immediately like, well, she knew way too much about what was going on to be able to be that. Yeah, but then
Jam Jam was like, yeah, she watched it 3 times. She's a traitor. And I was
very smart. Very smart.
Very astute.
Jam Jam could be very, very good, I think, if he continues on and it gets narrowed down a little bit more. He would be one of the, if I was a traitor, I'd be wanting to get Jam Jam out of there.
Oh, I would want to get the gamers out immediately. That would be all I would murder.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, they've done a pretty good job of that so far, a little bit. And then just people that they found annoying.
Yeah. Well, everybody just told Michael, like, get out. We hate you. They literally were like, we don't care.
They're like, if you are such an utter distraction that I'm almost positive you're not a traitor, but you are making life in here impossible.
Yeah. They're like, traitor or not, we're just happy to watch you leave, buddy. We're happy to see you go. We don't have to watch you shovel off a plate into your gullet down your throat anymore and hold a cup with 2 hands like a toddler.
Yeah.
So can you imagine being so utterly awful in social situations, just like a social assassin, that people hate you so much that on a game show, they don't even want to use you as a shield to stay in the house? They despise your presence so much. That would kill me.
Someone being mean, or someone being a good player, or someone being somebody I was afraid of would not bother me nearly as much as someone just being like inconsiderate, hard to eat around. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, I do.
Like, that would send me to a dark place. And so I could totally
Gross
understand
eaters?
why they were like, get out. Get out.
Yeah. Get out. You can leave. Meredith Marks.
Did not. I think Monet got sent home on this round as well, right? So Monet got sent home, and I think, ultimately that goes back to what I was saying about Lisa, is that Monet already had Lisa's name in his mouth, their mouth. I'm not sure. And so like, that's the whole thing. I think Lisa's going to start coming up, and I have to believe that Monet shared that information with somebody.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then that's going to become really clear. And I think I worry, Rob's got to be careful with the information that he brings into the turret if people are trusting him. Because if there was a bunch of people around like there were in that episode, and that's where he got that information from Monet, there's 5 other people now that know that was said in a room with those folks. You know what I mean? Because the Monet choice kind of seems, I think people, they kind of get in this thing where they start thinking, let's make them random so that they don't know who it's coming from. I actually think that that's odd, because then you can pinpoint why somebody may have gone home. Because like, who was around Monet last night? Oh, Monet said that they thought it was Lisa and blank, and then they got sent home. You know what I mean? Because like, to me, if you go after Colton or you go after some of these big players, there's a lot of people who have reasons to send them home. But with somebody like Monet, it's probably pretty easy to determine who was talking about Monet or who heard Monet give traitor intel that led to their demise.
It's just hard to say because we don't see so much of who they talk game with. And that's what's hard to know. I think Rob has a real advantage. And the reason he's able to control the turret right now is because everyone is talking game with him. And they all seem to have like a real assumption that he is a faithful. And they are not doing that at the same level with Lisa and Candace.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I think people like Rob as much as anybody in the house.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how it goes. I really, really want to see Johnny and Tara, like something happen with the fact that they're like besties. Curious to see how that plays out. Do you think the Faithfuls or the Traitors will win?
I think the Traitors are going to need another traitor in order to win. Like, I don't think they have the pull in the house they're going to need ultimately with the three that are currently there to make things happen at the table. Because I just don't think Candace, Lisa, and Rob are going to have the pull as a team in the way that the house views them without exposing themselves. Like, they need to feel like a friend group that's kind of moving and shaking. I don't know. And like a thing is, like, I probably need to go back and watch some old episodes so that I kind of see how this plays out over time. But yeah, I have a hard time believing without another traitor added to the mix that they're going to be able to get it done. I think,
and it's very possible that they'll do another traitor. They've definitely done that in the past. So I'm curious to see if they were to add another traitor, who would you want them to add?
I mean, I'd love to see Jam Jam come into that group. I think. I
wonder if Steven would be like a good silent
Stephen Coletti
killer.
would be amazing.
I don't know though. It would depend on how many people trust him at this point. Do you think they're going to take out Colton?
I think Colton's dumb as a brick, and he's choosing everyone wrong. So why would you get rid of him?
I think part of the problem is that he is able to get people to come to consensus is why.
Yeah, like if he puts you in his crosshairs, you're done.
Yeah, so that's why. And if Lisa knows he's got her name on his lips, then yeah, she needs to kill him.
I'm really ready for people to start using the advantages. Like nobody chose the like cloak, the shield or whatever. Yeah, like.
Cloak.
I'm just like, well, I mean, it's all kind of weird stuff. There's cloaks and daggers and shields and everything. I'm just saying. But like, I really would have liked to see somebody like grab one of those when nobody was looking and like it cause issues. Like that would be
You need to go back and watch last season. It was really good. And it's with people you like.
Yeah, I probably will.
All right. Last but not least, do you want to talk about the SLC reunion numero dos?
I do.
Go on. Pop off.
So
I have nothing in the notes.
I wrote some things in the notes. So, the more and more that we talk about the plane, the more and more I start to believe Meredith. Because on the show, they kept going back to the fact that this was just like an explosion over the course of the whole flight. And then we find out in this thing last night that this was happening as they were landing. The plane is already on the descent when she goes to the bathroom and spills the wine. It could have been accidentally on the seat. And then she comes back and she's like all charged up. This is the only way that production wouldn't have gotten something with this. They're already like tray tables up, get your gear down. That's why they didn't have a camera out. It's because they say, put everything away. We're about to land. Like, this happened in a very short amount of time. And I do believe that Meredith was saying very hurtful things right behind her at a acceptable volume for the plane with Lisa. And that is probably what really hurt Brittany's feelings, because I don't think Meredith had any desire to protect Brittany's feelings from what she was saying, or that she really had an impetus to based on what Brittany was saying at the table. And so I think this...
and then she gave that background of Brittany and the dumb Osmond, the spare Osmond, supporting the anti-Semitic nail tech.
I
had actually seen that on Reddit. them posting support after people had said stuff about the anti-Semitism. And so I wondered what that was about. And so that was telling. So I understand a little more about why Meredith was already on edge. And then for Brittany to bring up that stuff about Seth, I get why she was mad because she already doesn't like Brittany.
No, of course. And then I also like it's so, and then it also is so interesting that she's choosing that as the reason when, I mean, it seemed like Brittany's explanation of it was also pretty clear too. And then Meredith didn't even dispute that she took it down and stuff. So I don't know, like it all just seems like a big nothing burger again. But what I will say is like what this episode exposed to me, and you may disagree, I'd like to hear your take. It's like Angie, Brittany, Heather, that side of the couch, kind of like searching for their moment. You know what I mean? Like, you know, trying to bring up the Lisa stuff, trying to bring up the Meredith stuff. And nothing's really, at least for me, nothing's really landing as like these bombs.
No.
And I think like the biggest bomb that landed, but doesn't even bother me at all, is that Lisa has been absolutely leaking all of this stuff. And Angie did absolutely prove it. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she caught her.
Like, you know, basically what happened was they used the find my password, like I've lost my password function on that account that had been sending all of this stuff, and they saw that the number that it sent the like retrieval text to was Lisa's number. Oh, and Lisa, like, when they start bringing it up and talking about it, like, Lisa's face just dropped, but then she did
deer in headlights.
She did exactly what we always say: deny, and never apologize.
Nope.
And deny.
Like me.
That one funny thing is when she did start kind of just talking out of the side of her mouth and stuff, she just froze like a statue, and the girls were whispering into their mics like, she is frozen. She's frozen.
Her brain just stopped and buffered, and she was like, what to do? She was just staring out into the abyss.
And I think it's interesting that like Andy really did push on this, and he was basically like, I just find it so interesting that you, Lisa, and Meredith have like your best friends now. Like all is forgotten from your past and how you treated each other in the past, especially how Lisa treated Meredith. Yeah. And like you've banded together, and they're like, well, I mean, you know, we just let things go in the past. And then he recounts exactly what they said about each other.
Yeah.
And he's like, so you're able to forgive all of that, but you can't forgive Brittany for bringing up a TikTok and a rumor that all of us know about.
Yeah.
That all of us have questions about. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. There's obviously stuff. I mean, you know, the longer you're on Housewives, the better you get at hiding stuff. And so there's obviously more that we don't know about. Lisa also looked like such an asshole for trying to get Jared to talk about Bronwyn's husband. About Todd and all that. You see the unseen footage of her like begging him to say stuff on screen, and he even was like, no. And if Jared's turning down a camera, we know something
Lisa
is wrong.
Is a problematic queen. I love her. She's my queen. But she problematic.
Oh, she loves dropping a bomb, but she wants to because she doesn't want anyone looking at her. She's going to flash bang everywhere else.
I mean, she literally is just tossing grenades.
Oh my God.
Left and right. I mean, it's scorched earth.
I think Heather's just coming off really bad in this.
Well, yeah. And I mean, she's like saying like, Meredith, we're not going to be friends ever again. And like over nothing much. Like basically all that Meredith said to elicit that reaction was like, you've been screeching at me, which she definitely has.
I mean, honestly, she's been screeching at me. The whole time I was like, why are we at this level?
Like whether Heather's right or not, she's been screeching the entire season. I mean, when they were at the Boston Tea Party, she's screeching. When they're in Greece, she's screeching. Yeah,
Heather and Whitney, I'm like, can y'all just talk? One thing you could learn from Meredith is to just kind of just speak.
I mean, Heather, she's just the entire season's just been over in a corner sloshing wine and screaming.
Hollering. Yeah, I don't like it. So I'm hoping there's more like interesting things happening in the third one. I did think that Lisa being found out as like a troll. I always love finding out their little names too. It cracks me up. What was hers? Like Candace or something? I can't remember what the handle was. But
it was something very strange.
With like a number at the end, which cracks me up because Lisa's is like Lisa Barlow 18. It's like followed that same thing. And she's like, I'm not Candace. Blah, blah, blah. She had it like memorized. Yeah. And I was like, oh, Lisa, girl, you memorized that handle real quick.
I'm not Candy Gun 7. I'm not Candy Gun 7.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I think that she is trying so hard to hold it together and not scream. And I think that's why she froze and buffered and was like, what to do? What to do? I want to yell.
Yeah, I mean, the next episode, at least, we're going to get to the Bronwyn stuff. I don't think we're going to get a lot of more information than what's in the preview, which is just that they're not together anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's going to be like, it happened because of blank. Like, it's going to be like, it's just a long time coming and, yada, 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 and we growed apart. Yeah. Like,
we growed apart.
What are you shaking the camera with? Your foot?
Oh, I guess my leg. Sorry. Like Santa laughing.
Every time you've laughed on this episode, your whole thing is gone.
That's how I like it. Oh. Well, I guess that about wraps it up.
Do you think you'll have the audacity to speak to some of the Summer House people if there's an opportunity?
Well, I always have the audacity to speak.
Well, that'll be fun because next week we'll have just gotten back from it.
That's true. I've got to think about what I want to ask, what I want to say. I always think like, would I want to have someone come on the pod? And people are always like, our friends are like, oh, you should tell them to come on your podcast. And I'm like, here's the thing. I don't really want to interview people on the podcast because I want to talk about them. And that makes it harder when you know them.
No, I have no desire to talk to the people from the shows because they can't tell you anything. Nothing that's not already available or has just happened. I just want to watch
like a voyeur.
Yeah, I want to comment. I want to experience it. I want to create my own lore. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to have fan fiction of what I believe is happening. I don't want to know the truth.
No, that's boring.
That's boring.
Why would I want truth when I could create my own narrative? That's crazy.
Yes. Nobody wants to know what really happened.
No.
This is reality TV. So, reality television.
So we'll be your eyes and ears next. Eyes and ears on the ground. We're basically, journalists. So we'll be there.
Press. Doing the hard work.
My God, we should make little press packets for ourselves.
Doing the people's work.
Yes.
There's also something else they're showing. It's not just that first episode. I can't remember if it's like the premiere of another show as well that's coming out.
Is it The City? The other follow-up?
Because that won't come out until after the season is over. So they're just showing the first episode of this. So they wouldn't want to spoil what happens after.
Oh, that's true. Well, that was such a hideous yawn. I can't believe I did that.
They're on the edge of their seat as Rachel falls asleep mid-podcast.
About that time.
About time to shut her down.
I gotta eat.
All right. Well, we love you. We've got the Snitchuation Room. We're filming 2 episodes this week. Those will be coming out soon.
Yeah.
Go to popsnitch.com. Follow us, like, and subscribe. Definitely go to YouTube. We're trying to build our YouTube numbers. Please. We're posting short clips of the podcast, along with longer clips of the podcast, along with full episodes of the podcast. We really need to do some work over there at YouTube. So please go to YouTube and subscribe.
Wait, we didn't tell everyone that we saw the people from Jersey Shore.
Oh, yeah, we did. We saw JWoww from Jersey Shore.
And Sammy.
Okay, I didn't
got a picture with Sammy. JWoww wouldn't take a picture with me, but Sammy did. She was as far away as humanly possible.
Nice.
But she did take a photo with us. So we were in Atlantic City for a friend's birthday. And literally no cameras, nobody around. And my friend was like, is that JWoww? And I was like, oh, it is. And no one would go say anything. And they were like, will you ask for a picture? And I was like, 1,000% I will.
They were playing roulette.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
Fun times.
So anyway, that was fun. So I guess we'll see more celebrities next week.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.